Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of Arsenal News. I did have Brenny in the backstage. For some reason, Brenny has disappeared. I don't know why. I hope he comes back very soon. I was meant to be joined by G as well. Unfortunately, he has had a family emergency come up. So big up to G and his family. Hope everything will be okay very, very soon. But yeah, so it's just me at the moment. I'm hoping I'll get joined by someone because otherwise this is a rather boring show. Here is Brenny, thankfully. I don't know what's happened. Right, let's get into the comments. Let's bring on Brenny as well once I can see his camera. Currently, it's just white. I don't know what's going on there. Big up to Guna Greg saying, hey, everyone, if I read that correctly, Neymar will be on £500,000 a day. He will be paid £500,000 for each social media post that he does. It's absolutely amazing. Mad. Let's see if I can bring Brenny in. There's Brenny. Hopefully his internet is working now. We have internet issues on the Armoury. It's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. There he is. There he is. Yay. I can't do this all by myself tonight. Big up to Tony Fulbrook.
I'll tell you, man, yes, Tony. Yeah. I'm here.
You're here. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Right. There is a poll in the chat tonight because I do want your opinions on something. Now, obviously, with Timber possibly being out long term, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Do you think we should just promote a youth player? So it's simple, yes or no? Because I see loads of people going, oh, we must go and get him now. We must. Seriously? There is no respect to our youth whatsoever. That drives me potty, I'll be honest. Because we've got Raw Waters, we've got Lino Sousa that are just on the edge of first team. Timber's going to be out for what could be a month up to 6 months. Yes. Just give one of those a go. You know, have Zinchenko as the main man. Lino Sousa can do the inverted left back role. Raw Waters is a full-back centre-back. Why not? But Brenny, what's your opinion on that situation? Or have I lost Brenny again?
I agree. Totally. I mean, why not? Give him a chance. You know, it's like what we used to do. It's like what we used to do years ago, wasn't it, really? Where you bring in one or two youngsters. It's like you bring in a young Ashley Cole into a back four at the time that had Lee Dixon, Tony Adams, Martin Keown. And in the following season, Ashley Cole was the mainstay. Obviously, you know, Silvinho left the club. And then it was a back four of himself, Lauren, or take your pick between Martin Keown, Tony Adams, Sol Campbell, even Oleg Luzhny. So what I'm trying to say was that he was surrounded by quality at the back, throughout the midfield. And that only helps. That only helps a player regardless of what position that youngster's playing in.
Yeah.
So I would have no qualms about it whatsoever. Bringing in a youngster.
Big up. I'm pretty sure this is Jez this time. I'm pretty sure this is Jez. I've called someone else Jez before and it's the wrong person. I'm pretty sure this is Jez. Big up to Jez. Don't we have a player called
It is, and I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I mean, Jez, we're Tierney fans, the two of us. And I would love to see him. I would love to see him in the first team. Love to. But I just don't. I think Mikel Arteta just doesn't rate him. But, you know, I would rather see Tierney in the team, regardless of the fact, he doesn't, you know, if he doesn't fit in Arteta's system. But I'll tell you what, he could damn well do a job as a left back, inverted or not. So, exactly. I would love to see him, but I don't think we will, to be honest.
Correct. I don't think we will. I think we're cashing in on him now. He's only able to do one job, which is not what Arteta wants. Arteta loves people that can multitask. I don't agree with it personally, but that's that. I'm not the manager, so it's not my job. Sorry, Tierney can't play as required. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Just can't do what Arteta wants. If we had a left back, right back, Tierney's perfect. But we don't just have a left back. We have this inverted left back that's meant to do midfield, clean his boots, go to the chippy, go and do the Asda shop. Many tasks. It's annoying. Good evening, Bobby, Brenny, and chat. Big up to Tony. Hope you're doing well. It is Jez, brilliant stuff. Good evening, gentlemen, and the chat room. Big up to the assembled. Don't you think Arsenal and Arteta need to sign a target man who can come off the bench from time to time and start the odd game, as he can be a handy plan B that can help the team get over the line? For me, yes. Brenny, what about you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Before.
Yeah, me and Tony were talking about Awoniyi from Forest this morning. I think he's perfect. You know, he's strong. Yeah, he's tall. He's got one of the best conversion rates in the Premier League, so he's not a bad player, to be fair. And I don't think it costs much either. So he's 26, though. That's the only bit that kind of worries me a little bit. Target man, I got one. Exactly. There you go. Tony's saying it again. Yeah. Awoniyi. 88 goals last season. Defence lost it. Yeah, it did. This is why we have strengthened. However, obviously that player has now got injured. Just our luck, isn't it? But let's just hope that when he speaks to consultant, it's not as bad as we first fear. It can happen. We will get into that in a little bit anyway. But first things first, Raya's been announced, which means I can use this video that has been made for weeks. I've been waiting to use that for ages. It's like, seriously, come on, Arsenal, get quicker. But seriously, big up to David Raya. He's finally at the club. Obviously, it's a slightly odd deal. So it is a loan deal. David Raya has signed a not a long contract, but a new contract at Brentford. Now, what I think this is mainly to do with, one, Arsenal aren't 100% convinced that David Raya is the goalkeeper for them. Two, Blackburn have a 12.5% sell-on fee clause in their contract or whatever. So I think Brentford are also protecting the money for Blackburn. So Blackburn will get a good amount of money, which totally respect. Love that we're looking after the little teams. Sorry, Blackburn, but you are little at the moment. So I think it's lovely. Look, if he comes in and has an amazing season, yes, we're signing him. Let's be honest. But then that questions Ramsdale, because I don't think Ramsdale will be happy being second choice, if I'm honest, especially when he's pushing for England number one. Brenny, Raya signing, happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. You need at least two quality keepers at the club, you know. You do need that, and that would push Ramsdale on for better performances. I mean, I guarantee I wouldn't be surprised if next Monday against Palace, Ramsdale has a fantastic game. I mean, he's had some fantastic games. For me, my favourite game is the Leicester game from 2 seasons ago when he kept that clean sheet. It was immense that day. But we know he's a top keeper, Ramsdale. But it'd just be nice. For me, he's the number one, and he still will be. But it's like I said last week to you, PB. It's like, it could be a case of not wishing it, but for David Raya coming in, he's already proved his worth with Brentford.
Yeah, 100%.
He had a fantastic season, and I just feel that it could be a case of he'll come in and just to finish, because I just lost you for a few seconds.
Yeah, no.
I just feel that he will feature in games this season.
Yeah, he will. I have no doubt he will. Depending on who we get drawn in the Champions League, which is on the 31st of August, that draw. If we get a weakened team, we might play him in. We don't know. Carabao Cup will come up as well. I think it's going to be interesting. But Jez is asking here, how many times did this inverted play cost us, resulting last season Zinchenko out of position? I'm 90% with you, Jez, because I think a fullback should be a fullback and first and foremost should be able to defend. Zinchenko, for me, is not the greatest defender.
Yeah.
So I'm 90% with you. I do like Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko is a better midfielder than he is a defender, which we don't seem to play him there often. Look, it is the way that Arteta wants to play, and unfortunately, a lot of teams like to play it. I don't particularly like it, but I'm a fullback at heart. So a fullback is a fullback, but it is what it is. We've got to trust Arteta. But we all have our expectations this summer, this season, and he will be held accountable, especially by me, because I want to challenge for all 4 trophies. I don't want to bow out to the Carabao. I don't want to bow out to the FA Cup. I want us to go far in the Champions League, and I expect progress once again for the league. That's what I expect, because we have stepped up. We've signed expensive players this summer. We spent a lot of money once again. So yeah, he will be held accountable by me. What about you? For you, Brenny?
Yeah, I mean, for me, do you know what it is? I've not really spoke a lot about this inverted business. You know what I mean? For me, it's like if we, Arteta plays it, fair enough. But as long as we're winning games, I'm happy regardless of how we play it. I mean, I don't want to. There were times where we did get caught out last season a few times, especially with Zinchenko out of position. Or there was, it's like there was no one covering for him, or what, But for me, I'm with you. Fullback is a fullback. I still feel we can play fantastic football, and we have proven that many times before in the past with the managers we've had, where we're just playing fullbacks. You know what I mean? And that's just my take on it. I'm not a big fan of it, but we've really, I just find, I just find that even last season, how many goals we concede? Jeez.
Yeah. So, we get caught. For me, we get caught out with it every single time, especially when they do the diagonal long ball over the top of us. We get beaten every single time, and we're not very good on the counter, like defending it. We're not defending. Like Elanga literally took us apart for that goal against Forest. Yeah. Literally tore us apart, and Awoniyi, just great finish. But seriously, it's something that we need to look at. But let's move on. I think Holding and Cedric should be leaving before KT. I think KT will leave before Holding and Cedric, if I'm honest. Cedric, 0 links. Nothing. No one wants him. Not even Audi want to employ him to put him on the checkouts. So we're a bit doomed with Cedric. I think we'll just tear up his contract. I hope so, anyway. Me as well. Spielberg just finished a film. I know it's mad. Honestly, Arsenal could have done better than Raya, but now that he's here, I hope that he settles in quickly and strikes up a rapport with his defence. This is all on Inaki. I'll be honest, this is all Inaki's signing, the goalkeeping coach. And Inaki seriously needs to prove himself right with this one, because Runarsson is still a nightmare in my head. He still exists. He's still at Arsenal. That was all Inaki as well. So it needs to work out for Inaki, if I'm honest. But yeah, Ray is a good goalkeeper. I know he is. I've seen him at Blackburn, so I know he's good. Big up to Moss, just tuned in at the office. Some issues here. Good to Greg, absolutely agree with that. But interesting Didio around me in prime and see what happens next season or two. Exactly. Let's see what happens this season. We're top 4, round of 16, and a cup qualify at success for Arteta this season. Round of 16. Oh, I'm guessing he means Champions League. No,
be.
not for me.
Hell
I'll be
no.
honest. No, not for me. I'm sorry. That would annoy me if I'm honest. We need to go further in the Champions League. We need to finish minimum runners up because no one's improved more than we have, other than City, obviously. So we should be finishing second again. At minimum. Brenny, what about you?
Top 4, sure. For me, it's either win the league, or if we were to finish runners up and we fell behind City by a point or two, then and it would to last game of the season, fair enough. Yeah. Champions League, you need that bit of luck from the Champions League, and I feel round of 16 wouldn't do it for me. For me, I'd like us to get so far. Of course, I'd like us to win it, but
yeah,
for me, the Champions League, looking at the teams and for this season, and in pre-season, even last season, and I think that there are a number of teams that can get to the final, and I think we're one of them.
Yeah,
depending on we can keep everyone fit, and a cup, FA Cup, League Cup. I mean, cup success is good, but I'm not going to I would never bin them just to think, oh yeah, we could win a league in the Champions League, and we end up doing neither. So we've got to go for everything. So it's really hard. I mean, for me, I would say overall no, and the reason being is because Arteta has his players now. There can be no excuses.
Correct.
We finished second last season, and the only way is up in my eyes, my opinion. The only way is up, and it's always because it's ever since he's been at the club. I'm sure I've told you already. I wasn't his biggest fan, and at the time, loved that we won the FA Cup, but then it was just a case of others were making excuses, and it's like, oh no, but he hasn't got his players, and the following season finishing 8th again, hasn't got his players, and then it's but it's a young squad. No more excuses now. Time is now to deliver. Bought well in the summer, should have won the league last season. So yeah, it's for me, that wouldn't be success for me. It's because of the standards that set already.
Yeah.
If that had been 4 years, if that had been 3 years ago under Arteta, I would have said yeah.
Yeah.
With what he
100%.
had, even under I would have said yes. So yeah, that's my
totally agree. Brentford and Arsenal are different teams. 100%, Tony. 100%. You gents really want now, boss. This is not me. This is Arsenal. Okay, this is Arsenal looking at Laporte and Guehi. I don't know why you keep thinking it's us, as in fans. This is Arsenal reports. Arsenal are looking at Laporte and Guehi and other players. It's nothing to do with me. Saudi's better. We'll get onto the Gabriel story shortly, I promise. It's hard to get a great centre back. Yeah, 100%. Totally agree. It's got to be big money for Gabriel. Zinnia mid just works hard and smart. So back to our back four for Monday night. Oz, Gabriel, Saliba and White, and we win. Arteta must win big this season or he has to go. Oh dear. We need to challenge. I don't believe in this. We must win. I always believe we must challenge and never give anything up. If we don't give anything up and we don't win anything, then at least I've seen our team not drop their heads and not give up. That's what I expect. Do you have any? Do you think Arteta must win something, or are you happy like me with the challenge?
I feel it's for me. It's both. I mean, obviously we need to challenge, but he must win big this season. He must.
Okay, fair enough. A couple of different systems of bet players and have lesser time to release the ball. It's good that he's Spanish like Miguel. Think what Chelsea expectations are now. Then that's for a different stream, Tony. I'll tell you, the Chelsea situation is crazy. Yeah. FIFA and UEFA are trying to sort out that. They're trying to sort it out quick. I don't want to see Partey inverting from right back again. He gets easily skinned. 100%. He's not a right back. Right back is. I'm not just saying this because I'm a fullback, but you have to be. You have to know that position to be able to do it. And Thomas Partey is a defensive midfielder. That is it. So yeah, he needs to either learn or not do it. Simple as that. He's got Tuesday night football to the club after 8 years, and from next season, the Premier League will probably have 5 entrants to the Champions League. Yeah, we will do. Owing to the format, yeah. Luke, at last, someone saying it as a party is too slow. He is absolutely, yeah. He's not a fullback. You have to have some pace. That diagonal ball was all day on Saturday. A better team would took advantage, 100%. Like I said, Dead said, Portuguese smaller club maybe. He just needs to seriously just go. Inverted ticketing at the Emirates gets this true say. Yes, let's hope the Emirates have sorted that issue out. Send him home. Send him home. Half like the lower rounds of the cup, for instance. Honestly, I just could. I don't want us bowing out to the Carabao or FA Cup this season. I just can't bear it. Lads, just be thankful that you ain't have the case of parasites, the propaganda they have put out there. Why Maguire wasn't sold is disgraceful, dirty, rotten leeches. Big up to Rebel. Hope you're doing well. I love you. He's my Man United colleague over on FTSN, just for people that don't know. So yeah, I know Rebel. If we win Champions League, FA Cup, and lose to Spuds, oh jeez, lose to Spud in League Cup be enough. Oh god, that makes me feel sick. Just thinking of losing to Tottenham in the League Cup. Oh god. Yes, Champions League great, FA Cup great. Oh god, I could never handle losing a cup to Tottenham. I just couldn't. I'd cry. Brenny, would you cry if Tottenham beat us in a final?
I wouldn't cry, but I'd be mad. I'd be angry because I don't think we've never ever played them in a cup final.
No, semi-finals, quite a few.
Yeah, but never a final. Amazing.
No, I know. Yeah, I've been to a few Arsenal Tottenham semi-finals. It was an experience and a half. All clubs improving except maybe Wolves. Yeah, they definitely have not improved. However, they did all right last night against United, so big up to Wolves for doing that. Bournemouth getting Tyler Adams. Well, they've triggered the release clause. That doesn't mean that they're going to get him. With Harry Kane gone, winning both the derbies is an absolute must for Arteta, right? Well, to me, we should always beat him.
We won both of them. We won both of them last season when he was playing. So yeah.
Yeah. How come Harry won't go once paid out and scared to play every match or what? I have literally no idea what that means. Won't go once paid out and scared to play.
What, Maguire?
Oh, it's just honestly, mate, when it comes to Fridge, I don't care about him. He's a numpty.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get. I thought Brenny was going to sing us some Yaz. Then I'm disappointed. 8th, 6th, 2nd. It's called progression. Let's try and skip through some of these. Talking about NFL now. Come on. If Arteta can't win a trophy and challenge, I believe he's taken us as far as he can. Fair enough. That's a Bobby challenge. Oh, seriously. My challenge returns on Sunday. FA Cup win would be nice, and yeah, huge run in the Champions League. What about the league, though, Moss? Where do you want to finish in the league? Yes, Arteta must win or go. Arsenal bottled it last season. Still don't believe in that. Last season, after leading for a record majority, 100% we did. However, I don't think we bottled it.
No.
I think we made some errors. I think over the whole season, we lost those points. We lost them, but I don't think that's bottling it. That's what happens over a 38-game season. You win them, you lose them. It's just how it works. That's the football season. I don't think we're bottling it. But Spurs are going to win the league, or so they think. They're not going to win the league for a very long time now, if I'm honest. I can't see it happening. Right, let's move on to the next story. Arsenal waiting to see full extent of Timber injury. Now, I'll quickly cover this. There's a lot of speculation that it's an ACL, but there's a good possibility it's an MCL. However, with the MCL, that is graded in 3 different ways. The minimum, which is the lesser of the injury, can be 4 to 6 weeks. Let's go to grade 3. That can be months and a lot of rehab as well. So we've got to wait to see what this consultant says. The positive part of this normally is when you have the scan, it normally comes back, it's an ACL. They've had the scan. They now have to speak to consultant. Now, if you know that what's happened with all our Arsenal ladies that have had ACL issues, they have the scan, it's then reported that it's an ACL. That hasn't happened in Timber's situation. So I'm hoping, now I'm not confirming that it's an ACL or an MCL. What I am saying is let's just wait and see for the big update from Arsenal, which will probably happen by the weekend. Brenny, how annoyed are you about the injury?
Oh, very, very much so. Because, I mean, he's impressed from the first second pre-season. You know, in the Shield last week as well. I thought he was playing well, and then it's a shame for that to happen because he's already made an impression on all the fans as well. Yeah, it's a big blow. It's a big blow. You know, it really is. But let's just wait and see. You know, news. Hopefully, touch wood, he won't be out for the season.
Yeah,
but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, 100%. Big up to Colm, KDB. Yeah, he's out for 4 months, I believe. Is it 4 months? I think. For KDB. It's safe to say that Arsenal and maybe Newcastle are the closest to Man City, who have lost some of their depth with Mahrez gone, but I would still tip them over Arsenal. City have not finished spending yet. They are still after Paqueta and Doku, so they won't be weakened at all. No. Regarding this, Luke, Arsenal probably won't tell us how long he's out for. They never told us the time frame for Jesus' knee injury, whatever type it was last season. True, but I will try and keep you up to date when I know anything. I'm quite fortunate that I actually have dates on when people should be coming back from injury. So once I see that on that list, I will let everyone know. So yeah, I will tell you, and I won't be held back from telling you. So there's no issues there. Katie now needs to stay. He's also a vital leader. I still believe he's going though. As much as I would love him to stay, I think he's going. Until the club come out and say, I expect him to play next match. So, unfortunately, he's definitely not playing against Palace. I can guarantee you that. They're talking about Simeone here being a proper manager. I think he's all right, to be fair. He's a bit stuck in his ways, though, Diego. That's my only issue with Diego Simeone. But let's move on to Saudi teams are preparing a big offer for Gabriel. Let's wait and see. Look, I think market value, let's just see how much he would actually cost in normal market, not Saudi market. Normal market, I think it's about £55 million he'd cost. In Saudi market, I reckon he's going to cost them probably around 70 to 80 million. So unless they're going to offer 70 to 80 million, I'm not selling him. But Arsenal are preparing just in case. And there's a reason why we're preparing is because when he signed a new contract, which I'm not sure if anyone's fully aware of this, his contract wasn't a massive amount. It was 100,000. And I feel that something that has happened since then has upset him a little bit. And you can probably tell what I'm on about with the other centre-back signing a bigger deal when he's not been at the club so long. So let's wait and see. Brenny, what would it take you to sell Gabriel?
I wouldn't.
Okay,
I wouldn't.
fair enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell him. And I thought last season was his best season at the club. And he was far more solid. There were games where he was the go-to man and not Saliba. This was after the World Cup.
Yeah.
But if Arsenal were to sell him and the offer was huge, then you're gonna have to bring in a centre half that is world class.
Yeah.
You have to. You know what I mean? Not someone that's, Premiership class, yeah, but it's got to be world class. And there are top draw centre backs out there. So it'd have to be better than Gabriel.
Yeah.
But I personally don't want him to go.
No, I don't want him to go. However, if the money comes in and I feel that, that's quite a lot, and I know that we can go and get someone just as good for less, then I'm happy with it, because that's Arsenal. That's the way we have to finance ourselves. Mm-hmm. So, it is what it is. But if I'm not selling him for 55 and then buying Guehi for 50. That's not happening. That makes zero sense. If we sell Gabriel for 80 and then buy Guehi in for 50, fine. That's £30 million profit there. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now let's go and spend it on somewhere else. Big up to Jez. How long will fans accept failure? We're a big club and we must win. Longest period in our history since in the old Division 1 without winning the league. Time to step up and win. Look, I wasn't happy with last season, even though we finished second. I wasn't happy because we gave up the Carabao, we gave up the FA Cup. In my opinion, we gave up the FA Cup. We gave up the Europa League, in my opinion, as well. Just to focus in on the Premier League. I was furious. I was still annoyed, even though we finished second. Look, I don't expect us to win. Like I've said, I don't expect us to win. I don't go into every season go, we must win this. I go into, we must challenge. I want us to always give 100% every game. I'm annoyed if we don't. I was annoyed with the 2-1 win against Forest because the second half, I don't think we put 100% in. I want to see 100% from first minute to 90th minute. That's what I expect. I don't accept failure. I will call it out when because what was it? The goal against City in the Community Shield. I will call out Arteta when I feel I need to. I will call out Saka when he's had a bad game. I will call out Jesus. I won't hold back on anybody, even if it's someone I love, because I don't accept failure. But I don't accept that we must win, because only one team can win every competition. So that's me. What about you, Brent?
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I don't accept failure. Yeah. And also it's from when I was a child. It was like when it was all about, when I always go back to George Graham days. Yeah. And we was a big club back. We was a big club way back then anyway, but what he did, oh my gosh, to put Arsenal back on the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And this is the thing, because I can remember when George Graham came, it was from 71 to 1989. So it took 18 years.
Yeah.
But I for me, it's the league this season. It's got to be that. I mean, I'll be happy with just that. And also, I mean, Arteta has won the FA Cup, but it's and we know deep down he wants to win the league as well, and we should have won it last season. We should have done.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I do agree with Jez because it's been ingrained into into us, into all of us, even for decades. I mean, I know the younger generation fans that haven't seen a league title, and I feel for those,
Yeah.
But it's like it's like when I say Arsenal's a big club, or if it's a case of we keep bottling trophies, or we keep, like we're not taking cups seriously. I want us to take every competition seriously.
Yeah.
City can do it, Liverpool could do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, yeah, I can't, I'm not, you see, I'll give you an example. We finished second last season, and then some were like, "Oh yeah, but we're in the Champions League, yeah." And I'm like, I'm still mad, I'm still upset about it now.
Yeah.
But it's a new season, but I'm still hurting from that.
Mm.
I was hurting from 2003 when we should have won the league, and we gave United that title, and then a couple of weeks later, after the title was done, played Southampton in the cup final, beat them 1-0. Yeah, it was a good day out. We didn't play as well as we should have done. I mean, we should have had more. I thought we should have had more goals. But regardless of what the fact was, we won the FA Cup. It was great, but I still wanted the league as well.
Yeah.
And then the following season, I went to Highbury. The opening game of the season against Everton, saying we're going to win the league this year. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I saw in the players, I saw a lot of anger at times.
Yeah.
And this season, I'm one of those. I'm like, yeah, let's go for it this season. I think we can still bring in a couple more players. And can we win the league season? Yeah, we can. But now I think I think also we get over that mental barrier, because I look at someone like Declan Rice, who to me seems strong mentally.
Yeah.
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 And that can filter through to the players. If we beat the mental side of it, I think we'll win the league. But I don't accept failure. I'm not one of those that's gonna have a barbecue and celebrate second place. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it.
No, nor am I. Come on, people, hit the likes. Bobby and Brenny deserve it. Thank you very much, Tony Fulbrook. Love the love from you. Luke, who can we get to replace him at such short notice? We'll get into those in a minute. There is a little bit of a chat and a little bit of links with a few people. But it would take him 150 million for him to sell Gabriel. Neymar went to Al Hilal today for 100. So, yeah, a bit interesting bid if that was the case. Let's leave money and go for trophies. Gab should stay. Look, I'm not saying he should go. I'm just, if Saudis do offer that big money, it might be hard for Arsenal to turn down. It was too easy against Forest, and we got complacent. Again. If Arsenal fans don't like Simeone, they don't like George Graham. Arteta is nowhere near, to be honest. Okay, well, I don't like Simeone because of his bad attitude. I like George Graham because what he did for the Arsenal, and also off the field, he was a very nice bloke. So I've like I've said, my mum's hairdresser was best friends with George Graham, so I got to meet George Graham a lot. Weird story why the hairdresser was best friends with George Graham. Weird, but however, so yeah, I would never put those two in the same category. If I'm honest, I don't like Simeone. I think he's got a horrible attitude. We've seen what he's like on the pitch as well. Yeah, totally different people. Is he a good tactician? He does all right with Madrid, I suppose. Doesn't exactly set the world alight, though, does he? What about you for Simeone? Because everyone's talking about Simeone. Do you like him?
Simeone. I would have. Yeah, I would have taken him to go. I would have taken him 5 years ago. But I think he's quality, but for me, it's. I mean, how many league titles he won? What, 2? I think he's won 2. He's done a fantastic job at Atletico, but he's done a fantastic job there. But it's just got to a point now where I feel 5-6 years ago I would have said yes to him, but I just feel like football's moved on, and you know what I mean. And for me, he isn't someone I would take. For me, I'd have Carlo Ancelotti ahead of him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'd have Carlo. Failure getting second and Champions League isn't failure from where we were. I agree, it's progression, but we now need to, for this season at least, push a little bit further. Look, we only finished 5 points behind City last season, and I guarantee all of us can think of where we dropped 6 points. That's where we can't be dropping points again. We can't drop points like we did last season. Then we've got a good chance, because City will drop points just like any club does. You know, they're not invincibles, thankfully. That, you know, it takes a different kind of creature to be invincible. Maguire, not talking about him. I'm talking about someone that is going to a club that is linked with Maguire as well, but yeah, not talking about him. Gabriel must stay. Big up to Lat Majok. Hope you're doing well. We don't want to lose him. We want trophies this time around. Tony speaking to Jez. We'll see where that goes. Laporte on decline too. Guehi is quality. Little centre back, but Palace would want massive dollars. They want 50 million for Guehi, so he's definitely leaving supposedly this summer window. I would take Simeone. He's set us up properly. None of this inverted rubbish.
There is that.
Luke was saying that I would take Simeone. He'd set us up properly. Got you. None of this inverted rubbish. Yeah, probably. Ancelotti going Brazil. Yes, he is. And retiring British Columbia after that. We'll wait and see about that. Is Michael Edwards available in case he can somehow fit into hierarchy? Oh, that's the dude, isn't it? I can't remember where he's gone, Michael Edwards. But no, not for me. I think we've got the right type of people at the club at the moment. Eddie's done a great job. Richard Garlick's done a great job. So yeah, we'll talk about how the window's done at the end of the window, because it's not fair right now to talk about it because we haven't finished. But we'll wait and see. Pep winning everything with the inverted rubbish. Pep, well, I'm not going to go on to City. I will not be able to hold my tongue on City. So I'm going to move on from that before I get myself into trouble. Right, new defender option 1. So we've got 3 defender option 1s. Brenny, I want you to say yes or no to these ones. Marc Guehi, yes or no to Marc Guehi?
Yes.
There we go. So nice and simple this is. Laporte, yes or no?
No. I'm sure he's injury prone.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
That's what.
New defender option 3 is Cancelo. Now, I know a lot of people can say, "Oh, but he's signing for Barcelona." Barcelona can't agree to the option to buy at the end of the summer, at the end of next season. So that's the problem that they're having with. So he is still available before anyone jumps on me here. So Cancelo is still a possibility. Yes or no for Brenny?
Yes, mainly because it looks like Kieran Tierney's on his way out.
Yeah.
And Timber, he's going to be out for a while. So why not? I'd rather Cancelo ahead of Carl Walker-Peters.
Yeah. Fair enough. Moss is playing along here. Guehi, yes. And Laporte, not so much. Cancelo, maybe. But City won't allow, would they? Don't believe everything that you're hearing, because I know where you're getting that from, that City won't deal with us. City will deal with us if we offer them the right price. I think that the City-Arsenal situation is they gave us Zinchenko and Jesus for maybe a little bit less than they should have done. And obviously, we've just become stronger and stronger with these signings. So, yeah, I think Cancelo is still an option for us. I don't want him. I'm not a person that likes him. I'll be honest, he's 29 now. I'd rather we have our own identity. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be a BTEC version of City either. Everyone knows I can't stand and watching them. Right, cheap alternative, option 1. Kyle Walker-Peters, yes or no for you, Brenny?
No.
No, fair enough. Second option, Castagna.
Oh, yeah, he's a good player. He is. Yes.
Fair enough. And third one is Fresneda. Now, the reason I'm bringing him up before everyone jumps on me once again is Barcelona, once again, can't come to a deal for him. So he's still available. So this is still a possibility. Brenny, yes or no for Fresneda?
Oh, he's a yes.
Thank you very much. Right, let's move on to the next storyline. We've got... I love when it's Arsenal women. Laia Codina has told Barcelona that she wants to join Arsenal this summer. So this is a story to keep an eye out for.
I read this morning, yeah.
Yeah, she is a 23-year-old centre-back for Barcelona. I would absolutely love it. However, Jonas, as you know, Jonas, you will hear me say exactly the same words that I say every time we link with a player. Please get a new goalkeeper. I cannot start seeing Zinsberger. But no, Codina would be a perfect signing. Obviously, we've got Ilstedt as well that's come in. She has been incredible for Sweden. So, yeah, I would love it. Brenny, what did you think when you read this morning then?
I thought to myself, wow, I know a bit about it as well. And I was watching it this morning. That game came to life in the last, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
You know, but I thought she did well. And I know if we get her, I know you're going to get rival fans that probably banter about the own goal against Swiss and all that rubbish. Yeah. But no, I mean, she's very good. I mean, she's a ball playing centre back, isn't she, as well? So yeah, she'd fit in to how we play. And more importantly, at her age, she already brings a wealth of experience.
Yeah,
seriously. Yeah. I mean, what you're a serial La Liga winner and you won the Champions League twice.
Yeah,
before the age of 25.
Yeah,
and you're only going to get better.
Yeah,
I'll take her all day long.
Yeah. I know Moss is saying here, Cooney Cross, Aussie linked to Guna Gals as well. Yes, but I don't listen to every single link because if I listen to every single link, my stream would turn into 24-hour stream. I listen to the links that I know there's actual proof that is a link. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. But, yeah, I'd love Codina at the club. Absolutely love it. I think Arsenal are moving right now. Is she coming to replace Dimba? Sorry, but that made me giggle. Holdini, Guna Legend. No, this is for the Arsenal women's. I do talk about both sets on here. So I talk about the women's and I talk about the men's because they're both important to me. So if there's a talking point for the women's, I will talk about it. And Codina, for me, great signing. Ilstedt is already in. We've already brought in, what's her name now? The Canadian. Oh, what's her name? What's the lady's name? I can't think of her name now. The forward for Canada. I can't think of her name. She's come in. Look, so far we're doing a good signings. So Jonas is doing well. Just need a new goalkeeper, and I'll be well happy. Thank you, Moss. I knew you would know. Lacasse. Thank you. That's the one. Thanks, mate. My memory sucks. Right, let's move on to possible outgoings now. Monaco are favourites to land Balogun at the moment. He does want Inter. That is the problem that we're having here. And Inter haven't got the money. So, look, Monaco are coming in with a second bid this week. They believe that it's closer to what Arsenal want to sell for. Will it happen? I don't know because I don't believe Monaco are in Europe, which will be a big problem for Balogun, if I'm honest. Brenny, I know we've probably spoke about this many times because obviously Balogun keeps coming up on every single chat we seem to do. 50 million, is that your minimum that you would take for Balogun?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, fair enough.
Definitely.
Monaco may step up. Yeah, well, as you mentioned the other day to me, Moss, is they've lost 2 of their main strikers, so they are desperate for a striker right now because they've lost Mbolo and they've lost what's his name? They got Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder was injured the other day as well, so they've lost their 2 biggest strikers. So they have to go out and spend. He knows League and Monaco having some striker issues. Yeah, exactly, but Inter are the ones with Champions League football. Monaco aren't. So thank you very much. See everyone. Love it. Thank you very much for everyone's help. I do try and remember everything I possibly can. But Ben Yedder didn't know Balogun was for sale, Tony. I know it's a new story, isn't it? I've never spoken about this on the stream before. I'm fed up of talking about him, if I'm honest. I can't wait for him just to leave, so I don't have to talk about it. Yedder has charges against him, not injured. Oh, okay. I didn't know anything about that. Right, yeah. 5 clubs all interested in Tierney now. I've left my piece of paper downstairs. I believe it's West Ham. They are stepping up interest. Newcastle, Real Sociedad, Aston Villa, and Celtic. They are the 5 teams interested in Celtic. West Ham obviously have got the money, so they could quite easily do it because they want to replace Cresswell, because I don't think Cresswell will stay there much longer. But for you, Brenny, where would you like to see Tierney go?
I see him go.
Yeah.
Stay where he is, to be honest with you. I'd rather him if he goes, I don't want him to be in the Premier League.
Okay. So Celtic or Real Sociedad then.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's fine. Yeah. To be honest, I don't want to see him go, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go. I can't see how Arteta, because he's not being played. Even on when he was injured, when Timber was injured the weekend, who came on? Tomiyasu. Katie was nowhere near the squad. Nowhere near the squad. We had Kivior on the subs bench as well. So we had Kivior, Tomiyasu. So if anything, Tomiyasu is probably more preferred than Kivior right now. Kivior can play left back. So that makes KT probably like 4th choice. So, he's not going to get chances. Let him go. I say free him just to let him go because he's not going to play. If he's going to play, if he's showed any sign that we're going to play him, then fair enough, keep him. But we're not playing him, so let him go. That's my inner Scottish saying: just let him play, let him go and have some game time somewhere. Is it only West Ham that can afford a transfer fee? Newcastle excluded for FFP reasons, I read, so they can only loan. No, that's not 100% true. They want more than one left back. So they're going to buy one and loan another one. That's how Newcastle are looking at the moment. So Newcastle could afford it if they wanted to. It depends what Arsenal are actually asking for as well. If it's 30 plus, Aston Villa could possibly do it as well. But we'll wait and see. I think West Ham could possibly be the front runners, if I'm honest now. But we'll wait and see. Holding an option for Aston Villa because obviously Tyrone Mings is out for a long term now. Now, I personally just want him. Now, I'm going to put this very nicely, Tony, because I know you're listening. I just want him gone for himself. There's no way he's playing for Arsenal. No way. So I want him to be at a club where he's going to get playing time and he can enjoy football. So what about you, Brenny? Would you just want the money now?
Yeah, I'd take the money now. And I think Holding definitely he'll feature a lot for Villa. And and that's something that unfortunately that's never happened in all the years he's had at Arsenal, regardless of the loyalty he's shown at the club. Yeah. So he'll have a great run in that Villa team. And who knows, he'll probably when Mings comes back, they'll probably partner together. So who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. I'll take the money now.
Yeah.
He needs first team football.
Yeah, he does. He's not exactly old. He deserves it. He's like I've said, he's not a bad defender. He just doesn't suit us. Just like KT doesn't suit us. He just doesn't suit us, and you can't keep holding these players when you know then they're going to play, and when they do play, we have to play a different style of football, or they look absolutely awful because they're playing in a different style of football. It's just we need to sell. Katie is another leader after Xhaka. Arsenal could be losing. Totally agree about the leadership. If we sell Tierney and Gabriel, forget about top 6, says Issa. Holdini, take that link. I can't take away the links, unfortunately. That's the problem. Lille got ahead of Monaco last season for conference, and Lyon. Monaco just fell out, I think, just by 1 place. I had a feeling he was listening. Tony, Holding deserves to start. I agree. Arsenal, just not the club. I'll always love him. Yeah, so will I, to be fair. How do you want this legend out of the club? We need him to lead the boys to the league. Fair enough. Villa, pay us. You need him now as backup to Pau Torres and Diego Carlos, as they will be hurt too. Pau Torres has actually been playing left back for Villa, so that's a weird one, I have to be honest. But that's Emery style, isn't it? Let's move on to someone that is frustrating the heck out of me, if I'm honest. Pepe is thinking about joining Besiktas. What a lovely person. Just get out of the club. Arsenal are refusing, and I'm kind of glad that they're holding this now. They're refusing to tear up his contract. So someone's going to have to find a way of getting him. If you want him, do something about it. Brenny, the Pepe situation, what would you do?
You know what? If I was the board, I'd just let him go.
Yeah.
I'd just let him go. You know what? It's to be honest, was he, even though he's had some spells in the side over the years, was he really loved at Arsenal? Because Emery didn't want him.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time. He wanted Zaha. I know Arteta did give him chances, but then there were times I just question his attitude at times, because there's a good player there, you know?
Yeah, there is.
But nah, just go.
Yeah. What's this sister saying? That would be the downfall of Arsenal selling Tierney. Why is Arteta keeping it on Nenny? And he not even playing at all. El Neni is a Cazorla situation. We're keeping him at the club because of his style of personality. Is probably the best way of putting it. El Neni is very, very loved at the club. And to be fair, we'd only get like 6 million for him. El Neni's not worth anything. Let's be honest. But he brings a very good, calm head to a dressing room. So I love El Neni for the person that El Neni is. But I don't think we'll see him play much, if at all. Free Pepe, says Holdini. Saudis may still come in for Pepe. Got until September the 7th. 100%. Yeah, the window is still open for a while. But at the moment, I just can't see it. Good about time we stopped either paying players to leave or letting them leave for nothing. Clubs like Besiktas think they can get one of our players for nothing. Tell them to pay up or that's off. So they have just got Oxlade-Chamberlain, actually, weirdly, on a free from Liverpool. We'll have to wait and see. Why is El Neni still at Arsenal? Like I said, he's going to be there until his contract ends, if I'm honest. I think he's taking his coaching badges as well, so you never know. You might see him as a coach. Right, let's try and move on to Lone Watch, the mighty Birev. You all know I was going to talk about him after that weekend. He scored one. He assisted one. He was incredible against Hibs. Sorry, Moss, but he was. He was incredible. But yes, absolute amazing debut for Birev. If you can, watch the highlights of him. Please do, because honestly, he was incredible. Marquinhos made his debut for Nantes as well. Patino made a very good 30-minute debut for Swansea. Billy Vigar made his debut for who are they playing for? Eastbourne, and Hubert made his debut for Slough Town. So what's saying here, Biref a winner. Sad for Hibs, but still alive in Europe. Yes, but Biref tore your defense apart, mate. Absolutely tore them apart. I love it. So I was very delighted. Right, quick Gooners update down under. All our Swedish ladies are now out. They lost to Spain this morning, 2-1. Dramatic style as well. And the Canadian ladies and the England ladies. Did I just say Canadian ladies? Australian ladies and the England ladies are playing tomorrow. It's because Moss is in the chat.
Exactly.
I swear he always makes me think Canadian. But yes, so the second semi-final is tomorrow. So big up to the ladies tomorrow. I'm quite happy as long as an Arsenal Gooner is in the final. I don't mind. I'm not going to pick sides. Obviously, I am English. However, I'm happy because they're Arsenal Gooners, so I don't mind. So big up to both, all four of them tomorrow. So we've got Caitlin Ford, we've got Kat Lee, we've got Russo and Ruben Moy. They'll all be playing. Well, Ruben Moy probably won't be, but all four of them will be involved maybe tomorrow. Third place match for Swedish sports. It's what they do. If you're trying to take a little dig at the Swedes, I would remind you where Norway came. And also your Canada, just saying. Australia is going to press England on the neck, kangaroo style, says Holdini. And your Canadian content payments on the way, Maple Red jersey. Honestly, mate, it feels like all I got in my head is Canada. That's all I can. Sometimes it's Canada. But that is the end of the news, thankfully. I will be back on Friday with the other news because there's always news every week. But Brenny, thank you ever so much, my pod brother. Where can people find you?
You can find me here on the Armoury TV, and you can also find me on X. In case you don't know, that is Twitter. And you can also find me on Instagram as well. But yeah, I'm going to be back here with Bobby on Friday as well.
There you go, brilliant stuff. Yeah, so I'll be back Friday at 7 p.m. for more news. If there's breaking news between that, I will try and break it, but I don't expect anything if I'm honest. Sunday will be the preview for the Crystal Palace game at 7. So yeah, absolutely stuff. Most Canadian stuff is working on. Oh, Bob, no, it's not. I just swear you speak so much about Canada that it's in my head that I'm not part Canadian at all. 1974 greatest year ever, Brenny. It is because my pod brother and you were born there. But yes, guys, been a great show. Thank you ever so much. Oh, actually, the poll before I check out. Right, let's see what the result was. We've had 39 votes, so big up to everyone that has voted. The question was, with Timber possibly being out long term, do you think we should just promote a youth player? 56% have said yes. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, well, there you go. I think so. I think we should just save the money. Save the money. We've got Lino Sousa and we've got Rural Waters that we can play around with. So let's just do that. Let's just do that instead of worrying of spending money. Spend the money elsewhere.
We've done it many times before.
Exactly. But guys, big up to everyone. See you all very soon. See you back Friday. Bye-bye.
Take care.